Welcome to your orthopedic preoperative educational video for your upcoming hip replacement surgery at Good Samaritan Medical Center in West Palm Beach, Florida. Let us start by thanking you for entrusting our entire orthopedics team to care for you. Our mission is to provide high quality, compassionate, and innovative care to the communities we serve. This presentation will describe what you can expect before and after your hip surgery. We have created this recording so that you can return to it as frequently as needed to help answer any questions that may arise prior to your surgery. Let's go ahead and start the presentation. This presentation should provide you and your family or care team at home with all the information necessary so that you can go into your surgery as prepared as possible. Next, we'll talk about the importance of creating a post-op plan and what preoperative appointments and testing are required. Finally, we'll cover what equipment and medications will be needed, as well as the overall timeline of events for your surgical journey. Let's start by talking about what a hip replacement surgery is and why we are performing it. Here you see an example of 3 x-rays. On the far left is a normal x-ray with good space between the femoral head and the socket. The space between these bones is filled with healthy cartilage. Contrast this with the middle image, which is an example of an arthritic hip. In this example, the bone ends are covered with bone spurs, and the space between the bones has now disappeared. This is bone-on-bone arthritis of the hip. The final image on the right is of a hip replacement. The white material on the x-ray is the metal socket and stem that makes up the hip replacement implant. These images depict the total hip replacement. The hip is a ball and socket joint. The hip replacement implant is therefore designed to recreate a frictionless ball and socket joint aimed at restoring motion and decreasing pain. During the hip replacement surgery, the femoral head is replaced with a metal socket. A metal femoral stem is then placed within the tube of the femur bone. The stem and socket are coupled together by a liner, often made of a medical-grade plastic, in the new femoral head. The ultimate goal of your surgery is to improve your mobility, decrease pain, and ultimately improve the function in your daily life. That is our plan for you so that you can live life with less pain and return to doing whatever it is that makes you happy. In this presentation, we will be discussing your needs before and after surgery to ensure that you will be prepared for your return home. After your surgery, we will arrange for a nurse and physical therapist to visit your home to review your medications and examine your incision. Please keep in mind, insurance companies have strict criteria and may not authorize use of a skilled nursing facility or acute rehab to meet these needs. Upon returning home after surgery, you may need assistance with preparing extra meals, medications, assistance with dressing, cleaning, grocery shopping, and even pet care need to be considered to make your recovery as smooth and successful as possible. Having a support person or coach, whether it be a family member or friend, is important and necessary for your safety and encouragement during your recovery. For the first week after surgery, we suggest having someone with you to provide this support throughout the day. These are not medical needs, and as a result, Medicare and all major commercial insurance plans do not provide coverage for these needs. If you would like resources for private care, please request this, and we will email you additional information. To prevent falls, please ensure that your home is clutter-free. Be sure to have wide walking paths, double-sided tape for any small rugs that can move or that could be a tripping hazard. Use night lights for bedrooms, bathrooms, and hallways as needed. You should also store items that you use most frequently to a height no lower than your knees and no higher than your shoulders. You will need to arrange transportation to and from your surgery. An Uber driver is not an acceptable form of transportation home after surgery for safety reasons. You will also need to arrange a ride for your 2-week follow-up appointment to your doctor's office. Typically, you can resume driving 4 weeks after surgery, but this decision will ultimately be determined by your doctor. Innovative robotics and/or navigation technology may be used in your surgery. Total joint replacements have been performed successfully for many years without these advancements, but the technology allows for highly consistent and reproducible results by allowing for added precision and accuracy throughout the surgery. Navigation systems focus more on increased accuracy, while robotic systems focus more on increased precision. Some systems include components of both. The illustration on the screen will help you spot the differences between accuracy and precision. All testing and clearance appointments should be scheduled for 21 to 28 days before surgery for your safety. If all testing and clearances are not completed and received 2 weeks before the date of surgery, your surgery may need to be rescheduled to a later date.
Reviewing your equipment needs. You will be receiving a prescription for a two-wheeled walker in the white folder provided to you at the time of booking your surgery. This walker needs to have two wheels in the front and two posts in the back. It is recommended to use a form of ice therapy, whether it is an ice machine or gel packs. Other potential needs per physician include a motion machine, a reacher, a raised toilet seat, and a shower chair. Please reach out to your physician's office for more information regarding how to purchase these items. Medication needs for your surgery. You will be prescribed the following medication: a pain medication, a blood thinner, a stomach protectant, as well as a stool softener and/or laxative. Most blood thinners need to be stopped before surgery. Please speak with your doctor about when to discontinue use. Discontinue your vitamins, supplements, and NSAIDs 1 week prior to surgery. GLP-1s for weight loss and/or diabetes should be discontinued 1 week before surgery, not including the day of surgery. For at least 2 weeks prior to surgery, please avoid direct contact with anyone that is known to be ill, and try to avoid moderate to large gatherings to decrease the chance of any illness. You will receive a call from the nurse navigator 2 to 3 weeks before surgery. On this call, we will discuss your pre-surgery clearances, after surgery planning, review your medications, and answer any outstanding questions you may have. To decrease the risk of infections, please shower with the recommended antibacterial soap the night before and the morning of surgery. Please refer to the shower instructions on the slide. No eating on the day of surgery unless specifically told otherwise. You may drink Gatorade, Powerade, or Propel on the day of surgery, but it must be stopped at least 4 hours before your arrival time. Our surgery pre-admitting team will call you or your contact person the day prior to surgery to confirm your arrival time, review your medications, and give final instructions. Arriving at Good Samaritan Medical Center for your surgery. When you arrive at the Victor Ferris building, you may use our valet service or self-park in the attached garage. When entering the building, please proceed to the registration office on your left and kindly wait for the next available receptionist. Once registration is complete, please take the elevator located in the main lobby to the second floor. Upon reaching the second floor, please turn right and proceed to the double doors to check in for your surgery. Your company or support person will be able to wait in the surgical waiting area during your surgery. After surgery, you will recover in our post-anesthesia care unit. If you are scheduled as a same-day surgery, your surgeon will clear you for discharge if you meet our discharge safety criteria. If you are scheduled as a 24-hour observation, our post-operative care team will clear you for transport to our orthopedic designated unit on the fifth floor to recover from surgery overnight. This is where you will get a chance to rest and work directly with our orthopedic care team who will prepare you for next day discharge and a successful recovery at home. You will have a dressing over your incision, which must stay in place until your follow-up appointment. You will also receive home health visits by a therapist 2 to 3 times a week until your follow-up appointment. Having a pain management plan is very important. Cycles of gentle motion, followed by periods of rest, are also important. Ice and elevation are recommended for pain management and to decrease swelling. Your doctor may prescribe a medication to prevent blood clots. Taking your prescribed medications and getting up frequently will help prevent blood clots. Swelling, bruising, and mild numbness is normal after surgery. Some may also experience low-grade fevers and minor bleeding near the incisions, which is also normal. Constipation can occur when taking pain medications. We recommend that all patients drink at least 64 ounces of water daily. We also recommend that all patients start taking an over-the-counter stool softener twice daily until you are off all narcotic pain medication. Please call your doctor's office if you experience fevers greater than 102 degrees, severe calf pain, uncontrolled bleeding, or if you have not had a bowel movement 4 days after surgery. Call 911 if you experience chest pain, shortness of breath, slurred speech, confusion, or weakness to one side of the body. At your 2-week appointment, your provider will check your incision and assess your readiness to transition to outpatient therapy. The provider will also address when you can return to driving, return to work, return to traveling, and or begin aquatic therapy.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you soon.